Yo, before we begin this video, I'd like to announce that there's a giveaway. Yes, for a brand new FD3, you can win one for yourself. This is in celebration of us hitting 1,000 subscribers. I know we're not there yet, but we're extremely close. We're like a day or two away. And this is just a way for me to say thank you to you guys for getting me here as fast as you guys did. I started this channel 3.5 months ago, and getting here within 3.5 months is beyond my expectation. I didn't think I would get here anywhere near this fast, so thank you so much for that. And yeah, to enter the giveaway, the rules are really simple. You can follow the link in the description to take you to a giveaway page and just follow all the instruction on that page. You do, however, have to be subscribed to this channel. You need to like the video and comment down below one of your most favorite IEMs that you're using right now. And that's all you have to do to enter a giveaway, and we'll be announcing the winner 7 days from now on August 21st. So good luck, guys, and have fun. Thank you so much for being a subscriber to this channel. Thank you so much for watching all my videos. And now, on to the review. FiiO FD3, that is the topic of today's video. We're gonna be reviewing this and comparing it to the cousin, the FH3, because, you know, if you're looking to buy a FiiO under $150, you're gonna pick between this one or this one. So in this video, reviewing this, comparing it to FH3, and also gonna be comparing it to the Starfield as well, because this is also amazing for relatively the same price. Without further ado, let's jump into the unboxing. All right, here's the unboxing of the FiiO FD3. As you can see here, very cool looking box here, kind of like a holographic rainbow look here. The picture of the IEM FiiO up top. We got here more information or more pictures on the side. And this is probably one of the more beautiful packaging FiiO's ever done. I really, really love this. In the back, some information down here, no more pictures. Open the box, you'll find a manual sitting inside like so, don't need that. And inside here, you'll find the IEM. And this box right here, that's the accessory box. Inside the accessory box, there's the case for the IEM and a whole bunch of stuff inside here. In the box, you'll find some assortments of tips and also interchangeable filters. These do change the sound. Couple tools that came with this. This is an MMCX disconnector. It helps you replace wires much easier. You know, any cables with MMCX connector tend to be a pain, but with this tool, life is much easier, and also cleaning tool, of course. Here are the IEMs themselves up close. It's probably the most beautiful looking FiiO IEM I've ever seen. The construction on these are insane. The cables as well are pretty good. Now, the Pro versions are gonna have better cables than these, but these are not bad cables at all. Hey guys, Timmy here from the future. Yes, this is after I already filmed the video. I realized that I messed up when I was talking about the filter. I got the color mixed up. So just know that when you're watching the video, when I say the black filter, I meant the red one. When I say the red one, I meant the black one. I just got the color mixed up. But I didn't want to refilm the whole entire video because I thought my explanation was already really good. And if I do it again, it might not be as good. So yes, apologies for that little mistakes. Just know that I got the color switch mixed up. Hey friends, Timmy, welcome back to another video on Giz Audio. Today we have the FiiO FD3, which I do have right here. Now this is not the Pro version. I'm sorry, I didn't want to pay the extra $50 for cables because I have a lot of cables in my house already. I didn't think I need another cable for an extra $50. So this is gonna be a review of the non-Pro version. I believe it's all the same except for the Pro version has that upgraded cables with interchangeable plugins. So you can have a 2.5 plugin, 4.4, 3.5 all interchangeably, which is really cool. If you wanna go that route, you have to pay the extra $40 or something like that. But today, just the regular version. We're just gonna talk mainly about the sound. Do these sound good? Do these sound competitive? That's what we're gonna find out. All right, so before we begin this, I have to say that this is gonna be a review based on the red filter. Now, these IEMs comes with two filters, the black filter and the red filter. Now, the black filter is gonna add more bass to these IEMs, which these IEMs have already really good bass, a lot of bass. So the black filter would add even more bass to it. So for those of you who are bass heads, that's a great option to have with these. The red filter is gonna tone down the bass a little bit, add more onto the treble area, balancing out the sound quite nicely. So I like the red filter a lot more than the black filter, because the black filter to me just too much bass and it's just too, too thumpy, too loud, and it bleeds too much for me. So in this review, we're gonna be talking mainly about the red filter. Now to change the filter is really easy. You just twist them off twist a new one on, and you're good to go. Now let's start with the bass. Now the bass on these with the red filters on is still a lot of bass. There's plenty of bass for those of you guys who love bass. These ones definitely have more focus on the mid bass than the sub bass. So you're gonna get a lot more of those thumps and slam and hard hitting bass, more so than the deep and low rumble. Now these do hit deep, but not extremely deep. It's not really a sub bass focused IEM. It's really much more of a mid bass focused IEM. So you feel all those little thumps. So for those of you guys who love those impactful bass, these are gonna feel quite nicely. Now, before we even continue on, I would say that the tuning on these, on the FD3, are so versatile. The tuning is just something that's gonna be loved by majority of people out there, especially people who are just getting into IEMs. This is an easy recommendation because again, it has a lot of bass, and a lot of people, when they're new to the IEM world, they love bass. They associate a lot of bass with good quality, and these have a lot of bass. So these are just gonna be enjoyable for pretty much 90% of people out there. So in a way, if you're looking to buy a gift for someone, you know, an IEM gift, something to upgrade whatever they're using now, the FD3 is actually a pretty good gift to give because it's just gonna be easily loved and easily enjoyed. So yes, that's how these are tuned. Very versatile, V-shaped tuning with lots of bass. People just love it. Now, in terms of the bass quality, now we're gonna jump back into the audiophile world for a second. The bass quality in these, I would say, are just all right. Now, they're not the most well-controlled bass out there. You will feel a bleed into the lower mid-range. So male vocals are especially affected by this. It makes them feel a little bit more warm, a little bit more full, but a little bit too much full at times. Now with the red filter, that becomes less of a problem. That's why I enjoy the red filter more, because it's just more balanced and the bleed is not so prominent. The black filter, the bleed is immense. I can't listen to some of my male vocals on there because they just sound like they have a mini subwoofer deep in their throat with the black filter. The red filter, that is remedied to an extent, not as big of a problem, but you will still feel a bleed. Now onto the mid-range and the vocals. Now these do feel like they have a little bit of a warm touch to it due to how much the bass kind of bleeds into the mid-range. So male vocals are gonna come across more full and more forward at times in their lower ranges, especially singers like Frank Sinatra, for example. Singers who lives in the higher octave like Bruno Mars, you won't feel that effect as much, and you feel it even less on female vocals. Now, vocals overall in general, it is a V-shaped type vocal, so the vocals are just gonna hide a little bit behind the immense amount of bass that these have. So they do feel a little bit veiled at times, especially some female vocalists do sound a little bit veiled. Some male vocalists sound veiled as well. Some female vocals that live in a super high ranges, for example, Ariana Grande and some K-pop artists, are gonna sound a little bit more forward due to how well done the treble is in these IEMs. So let's jump into that now. The treble, especially treble extension with the red filter, is done quite nicely. It's smooth, it shines just right, and is probably one of my favorite sounding treble in the $100 range here, because it's not too much, it's not too little, it is just right, and it highlights female vocals that live in that higher ranges really, really well. Now with the black filter, the treble energy is gonna be brought down quite a significant amount, to the point where it does feel dark at times because the bass is just so overwhelming. Hence why, again, I recommend using the red filter. Next, let's talk about the technicalities, the details, the imaging, the soundstage, and all that stuff, right? Now, starting out with the details on the FD3 is really not the best details out there. I would say that these, in terms of resolution, is the lowest point of these IEMs. I would say is about as resolving as something as like a TIN-T2 Plus. It's definitely not as resolving as something like an Aria or anything like that. So the detail retrieval on these, I would say, sadly not the best, but for me, it's still quite a fun IEM. If you're not really too much into the details. You don't really care too much about like the resolving power of something. You just want a fun signature, fun, thumpy bass with good treble energy, then these are quite nice. Just go into this one knowing that you're not gonna get the best details out there, but you are gonna get, like I said in the beginning of the video, a very fun, versatile IEM that's just easy to enjoy and easy to play with almost any genre of music, really. You can buy this as a gift for someone. They'll probably enjoy it 99.9% of the time, so that's where the strength of these things lie. Now, in terms of soundstage, these have an average soundstage. There's nothing bad about it. There's nothing wild about it. I would say it's quite average. It doesn't live in your head. It's just slightly outside of your head. So there's nothing to fault here. A majority of IEMs also live in this same kind of width soundstage wise, so I have nothing to complain. Imaging wise, these are quite nice. I actually do like the imaging out of these IEMs. So the imaging on these, you can tell where the instruments are coming from, the direction that they're coming from, and you can also tell which instruments live to the left or to the right of, you know, the respective instruments. So it's not pinpoint, but it's close to being pinpoint, and that I enjoy. All right, guys, that is it for review of the FD3. Now let's compare it to the FH3 really quickly. This one comes in at 139 or 149, depends on where you find it, which is about the same price as these if you're buying the Pro version. Now the differences between the FH3 and the FD3 is gonna be a lot in the bass. The FH3 is a lot more of a sub-bass monster. You feel all the rumbling sensation with the FH3. The mid bass on the FH3 is also thumpy, but it is overshadowed by how much you get in the sub bass. The vocals on the FH3 and the overall detail retrieval, the clarity is gonna be better because the treble on the FH3 is done more sparkly and it has more energy. Onto the FD3, the FD3 is gonna have a lot more mid bass. So you feel that punch, you feel that slam much more on the FD3, and the FD3 also gonna have a warmer signature as well when it comes to the male vocals. Now, if you ask me to pick between these two, FD3 or FH3, which one do I think is higher quality? I think the FH3 is higher quality. It also has better soundstage as well because of the sub bass and the treble energy. It hits deep and it has a little bit of air, so it feels much wider than the FD3 does, while the FD3 is gonna have more accurate imaging than the FH3. In terms of details, like I said again, the FH3 is just better. For me, for my personal taste, I would pick the FH3 over the FD3, but if you don't care so much about the sub bass, you just want really hard hitting, thumpy mid bass, then the FD3 is gonna be a better choice for you. Now, comparison to the Starfield, these come in at the same price if you don't buy the Pro version. The Starfield is an imaging monster. It is pinpoint accuracy imaging, and it's such a joy to listen to. Now, the only thing about the Starfield that a lot of people don't like is the lack of treble energy. It feels kind of dark at times. It's not the most fun sounding IEM. The bass is good, but it's just not the most fun sounding IEM. It's neutral, it's nice to listen to, it has good details, very good details for the price, but at the end of the day, it's a neutral IEM that lacks a bit of energy. Now, in contrast, the FD3 has a lot of energy, so it sounds a lot more fun than the Starfield. While it lacks a lot of the details that the Starfield have, it's just that trade-off. Do you want more detailed, more neutral sound, or do you want more fun sound and sacrifice the details? That's the quick comparison between these two. And also in the vocal department, the Starfield will do better than the FD3. The FD3 does better than the Starfield in the bass and the treble. All right, guys, that's it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. Now, the last question, the burning question of the day, do I recommend this version or do you recommend the Pro version? Should you pay $40 more for cables? That's really up to you, because interchangeable cables are always really nice, and it's better to get it if you have a source that can play balance. You know, if you can utilize the 4.4, if you can utilize the 2.5, then maybe get the Pro version. But if you do not have a device that can utilize those options, then I don't think it is worth the extra $40 to jump to the Pro version, because for me, for the price that it's at, these are good for the price that it's at. $109, it is great for that price. If you jump up to $149 for these, I would say that there are better options for sure. Like I said again, the FH3 is already the better option than these at around that price. So $149, I would rather just buy this than to buy the Pro FD3. The one reason to buy the FD3 is because it is very affordable at $109. So for me, don't recommend buying the Pro version unless one, you can utilize the cable, and two, if you really want that cable upgrade, because again, for the price under $9, I think is the perfect price for it. All right guys, that's it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. If you find this one helpful, leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, bye.